new season of the Right Along with Vanessa morning show starts now. This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio. Find your inner doll. They offer quick weaves, sew-ins, and much, much more to fit every occasion. Need a wig? Selena's got you. She will customize a unit just for you. Book your next appointment on Booksy today. Did someone say nails? Honey, forget the Bayhive. Contact Queen Bee herself. She offers customized designer nails and even designer press-ons that she will customize and ship to you. Braids, and even twists. Book with Tiffany right on Facebook. Find your inner doll at Dollhouse Tampa Salon and Studio. Tampa. This week's episode is sponsored by Hustle and Bling. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. Lovely paparazzi designer pieces for only $5. That's right, $5. And don't worry about it if the kid gets in the jewelry box. They're only $5. Make sure you catch Allison Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays live on Instagram and Facebook, promoting some of these wonderful fashion fixes that you'll enjoy. And if you miss it, check out the website. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that bling. Hustle and Bling. Stay in Love TV is your production to distribution solution to getting your message seen and heard. Having your own TV show with Stay in Love TV has never been easier than now. Stay in Love TV gives you the power to share your message with the world. Stop watching TV and start being watched on TV. Stay in Love TV offers real-time multicasting, all with one click. This opportunity puts you on the world stage with an audience of over 200 million. In addition to your low monthly subscription fees, you will also receive monthly network coaching and training from the network itself to ensure that before your first show premieres, you are set up for success. We at Stay in Love TV bring over 20 years experience in sales, marketing, advertising, and business development. Stay in Love TV, purposeful entertainment driven by love, empowered with passion, fueled with faith. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com and let's get started. Hello everyone. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service. Raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. It's a brand new season. We're in a brand new city. And guess what? Everything is going your way. You guys ready? Let's go! Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. How are you guys doing on this fun, fantastic, funky Friday? That's right. Fun, fantastic, funky Friday. I am at my spot here and I am just parking, and then we can get started with the show. Hope you guys had a great week. I don't know what world we're in. So I just have to be grateful because so much is popping off, so much is happening, and I can honestly tell you that I seriously believe that it's all a distraction. All of it. Mere distractions to keep your focus, to 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 have your focus not focused on what you need to focus on. Yep, it is. Well, welcome everybody. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And you guys know what day it is. It's Friday, and it's time for the Friday song. So you guys ready? Okay. All right. A one, a two, a one, two, three. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Ooh. Yay! Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going your way. Things are going your way. Things are going your way. And today is the day. And today is the day. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Right On with Vanessa Morning Show. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome again to the Right On with Vanessa Morning Show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw real enlightenment at its best. So come on in and enjoy the ride as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Yeah, it's all a mere distraction, guys. Just a mere distraction. But you know, I'm finding that if I just remain calm, things tend to work out. Don't panic. Don't worry. And just keep my focus and remain in a space of love and peace. Things tend to work out. They do. They really do. They really, really do. But you got to have faith. Yes, you do. You got to have faith. Yes, you got to have faith. Yes, you do. You need faith. Faith in you. Faith in the God in you. Faith in knowing that we may not know nothing, but we do. Well, you have a choice. You can choose love. And if you stay in love, things just have a way of working out. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. So it's a new season. And I was inspired to start each show with a prayer of deliverance. It was a prayer that came from my heart in a time when I needed delivering from something. And I could honestly say, I am delivered indeed. So I want to share this prayer with you all so that as we open up each episode, and you'll be able to jot this down, and you can modify it and customize it to align with you and what feels right. Hopefully this is just to inspire you to have your own daily meditative prayer of deliverance, so that I find that when you walk away from things, or if you deliver from things that no longer serve you, then it opens up a space for more abundant things that you have been truly desiring. That's a fact. Okay, so you guys ready? All right, let me get to my notes here, and here we go. Dear God, angels, guides, and spirits of our almighty creator, the source of all things, I desire not to experience this habit anymore. I don't desire for this to be a part of my story anymore. So I'm asking for support to get me to a space where I no longer desire this experience, where it's no longer part of my life. And I'm asking for the code to be rewritten, where I no longer desire this experience. Thank you for empowering me to meet this objective. Thank you. And you let it go. Let it go. It's done. You let it go. And I'm serious. It's going to be an event that happens in your life. And it's not going to bring any harm to you. It's all going to be a favorable experience. So note that, right? And you're going to find that you no longer desire this habit or desire this behavior, whatever it is that's that's impeding you from your spiritual progress, right? That's why it's a prayer of deliverance, so that you can be delivered from that state and placed and positioned in a better state, right? Okay. All right. Here we go. So, um, come here, hot dog. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. He's mad at me because he ran off this morning, because he gets in these things where he just has to just run off and do what he wants to do. But you forget, my love, that you are a dog. You're a dog. So say hello to everyone. Say hello, hot dog. Right along, mascot. Hot dog Klinger. Yep. Yep. All right. You're on the keep. Okay. So go and grab you guys a refreshing beverage. We're gonna we're gonna take a break here, run some ads, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about today's lecture is hot in a good way. So let me put up the scripture here. The scripture inspiration highlight will be read from the Message translation. Daniel 3:4-6. And I think there's another one. Thought it was. Let me see. Daniel 3. Yep, and Daniel 3, verse 4-6, and Daniel 6:16-6, verse 16. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to be talking about hot in a good way. So stay tuned. Get ready for your now awakening. Today's Michelleology returns April 17th, only on Stay in Love TV.
7.
You mean to tell me that same scenario came to me too? And I was like, oh man, I dodged a bullet big time. And I resolved in myself, and I realized, I said, you know what? I just broke a curse. Because that was in my family.
Yeah.
That was in my family. So I broke a curse because I was tempted, but I didn't yield to the temptation. Spiritually Speaking and Awakening returns April 16th on Stay in Love TV. Would you like to become a guest on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening? Well, we would love to have you. Join in on the discussions, share your story, promote your product, service, and or upcoming event. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com, leave your details, and we'll contact you. Stay in love. That's right. So if you know of someone, I'd have to let this window up. Sorry, hot dog. Too much traffic. If you know of someone that you know would be an excellent guest on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening talk show, Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then share with them the stayinlovetv.com website. And we'll get back to you. We'll do some research, and we'll see if we can work them into the schedule. We're already scheduling guests this week, and we're going to send out another communication to a few folks to fill some spots once we have confirmed dates and times for the folks we've already that have already agreed to be a guest on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. And then we'll, if there's someone that you know would be an excellent guest, they have a great product, or they have an event coming up, or they're just an all-around great person who is inspired and motivated to encourage people, and they're operating from a space of love, we want to talk to them. We want to talk to them. I think that people who are driven by passion and love are the most genuinely authentic people there are. And we have some great folks coming on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. So look out for that. We return to April, the weekend of April 16th, 17th. So in a few weeks, actually. So things are going to ramp up very quickly. And next thing you know, we are going to be streaming a new season of Spiritual Speaking and Awakening. Also, today's Michelleology is currently in production, and we are targeting that same weekend, April 17th, actually, for the premiere of season 2 of today's Michelleology. So we have a lot happening, a lot of things cooking for us, and we're very excited about the direction of where Stay in Love TV is going. And I just feel very blessed and honored and humbled that I get to do this for you. It's always been a desire of mine, and it all makes sense now when things just didn't work out in the church. I ain't knocking the church. Yes, I am, kind of. But it didn't work out. Now you know why. Now you know why things didn't work out for you, because it wasn't a part of the original storyline of your life for the better good, right? Now I have my own network. I get to do this, and it brings so much joy to my heart and gratitude, right? That I didn't give up, that I didn't quit, that I stood for what I believed in. And that's what we're talking about today, hot in a good way. So grab your Bible apps. We've got the scripture inspiration here, and the scripture highlight and inspiration. First Daniel 3:4-6, hot in a good way. And we're going to be speaking to two characters here that are in the Bible here for these storylines, the Hebrew boys and Daniel, right? So Daniel 3:4-6. A herald then proclaimed in a loud voice, "Attention, everyone! Every race, color, and creed, listen up. When you hear the band strike up and all the trumpets and cymbals, fall to your knee and worship the gold statue that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up." Try saying that fast. King Nebuchadnezzar. I ain't never going to do that. That's what it sounds like. King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Anyone who does not kneel and worship shall be thrown immediately into a roaring furnace. Daniel 6:16. The king caved in and ordered Daniel brought and thrown into the lion's den. But he said to Daniel, "Your God, to whom you are so loyal, is going to get you out of this." That's the scripture highlight. And today we're talking about hot in a good way. Okay. All right. It's interesting, because I never thought that I would be a storyteller, right? That I would be someone, a talking head, they call it, but I would be someone that would be sharing my experiences to inspire and encourage and enlighten people in this type of format. And now all of the experiences that I had make sense because I had to gather intel in order to be able to share with you my experiences and how they align with the stories in the Bible. And that's the whole purpose of that, because this is the only way, in my opinion, that you can, that the stories in the Bible can really become more applicable to your experience if you can find yourself in there based on these stories. And the only way you can find yourself is through experiences, in my opinion. So now it makes sense to me why I was the person and who I am today, and had all these experiences, because I wanted to venture out, I wanted to explore, and I did. Not knowing that I was gathering intel to be able to share with you. So I'm grateful. Good day, Spirit. Good day, Cozy. Good day, Reverend Ike. Good day, Dolores Cannon. Good day, Catherine Kuhlman. Good day, Stuart Wild. Namaste, everybody. I bow to divine presence in each and every one of you. Okay. Hot in a good way. So I have a story, an experience. And it was, 2020. We're going to use that one. We're going to use actually two, actually. So let's go back a few years. Let's go to, oh, and I'm feeling much better. Let's go to, I worked in Chick-fil-A in the late 90s. I was a general manager for Chick-fil-A, and the owner and I had a disagreement with how we should reprimand an employee. He wanted to just do and insult the person and paste up the write up on the wall so that everybody could see it, without to set an example. I didn't agree with that. I said, no, I don't think that's, ethical. I think we should, I think it's humiliating. I think we should, talk to her privately and, issue a warning and write her up. It was his his place. I was just managing it. He said, well, if you don't like it, you can leave. I said, okay. And I did. And I was thrown into the fire of tests, but I still stand by what I did. I'm still here, so I wasn't burned by the experience nor devoured. And next is 2020. Was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2020. I was working with the company I'm working with now, and they issued these mandates, for the jab and all this kind of stuff, and I personally didn't agree with, and I feel really grateful that I didn't. Not that everything's coming out, it's crazy. And I remember because you had to write a special waiver for religious reasons and stuff, and I did, and and they said that if it's not passed or agreed upon or everything, then at the end of the year, you'll be out of work. They let a lot of people go too. And I just got to the place where, I said, you know what? I've had so many experiences. I know I'm a bounce back like a basketball. My level of competency and certainty was an upper 90s, right? But I just decided, I'm like, I'm not doing that. And sure enough, it was approved. And I'm still here. I'm still with the company. I'm still grateful. But it got hot, because I was, you're imagining, because you've had some things set up, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to build this life for myself, and your well-being. So I was like, man, I'm not worried about it. So I just, I really did stand firm and stand by what I chose to believe in, because it's what I believe in. And I know who I belong to, put it that way, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about today, because we talk about how, the three Hebrew boys, right? They refused to bow down to this statue, this monument that King never gonna get it, Nebuchadnezzar, um, had built a monument for himself. It kind of reminds you of the things that, what are we commanded, or what are we unknowingly worship? Statues, monuments, people. And that's just how this world is engineered. It's engineered to oppose God. It just is. Ain't nothing wrong with this, because this lets me know and always reminds me that this place ain't my home. So I'm okay with it. So he built the monument. You all know the story. He built the monument. And he commanded him. So he told him, when we blow the horn, you're going to water. And, he's sitting there, and all, everybody. And everybody's just, like sheep. Just, psh. Because they were afraid of the fire. They were afraid to die on the hill that they're standing on. It was a test of faith. And your faith will be tested. How certain are you in your faith? How certain are you in knowing that you are confident and you trust and believe in yourself, your capabilities, the God in you, your support system, your ancestors, the host of witnesses, angels, guides, the support. I just call it support, my support team. Whether it's tech support or spiritual support, I got it. And the thing is, during your walk, your journey, you have to really get to a space and place where you say, you know what? That's fine. I know I'm going to bounce back like a basketball because I know who I am and my story is written for me to win. At every variable, every experience you have, it's you written to come out. Your story is written for you to come out on top. That's what these stories in the Bible, how they speak to me. I say, you know what? God got these people out every time. Even when they got themselves in some mess, God brought them out. Why? Because he's the author and finisher of your faith. And he wrote your story for you to win at every outcome. To prove to you that you're not alone. To prove to you that you have all the support you need. So they threw him in. And then, he's sitting there watching them. I'm sure they were screaming. But when they realized they weren't getting burned by the experience, and then realized that they were not alone. I wonder if they realized they were not alone, or was it just the presence, the spirit that other people can see? So when you're going through a hellish experience, where it's burning, a fiery experience, the people who threw you in the fire or who did something to orchestrate that event, although you may be going through a hellish experience, they're going to see that you're not alone. Because they're going to see. They won't even, thank you, Spirit, they won't even see that you're going through a hellish experience. So the only reason why people know you're going through a hellish experience is because you tell them. Think about that. What can you do to stand in what you believe in? What can you do to outwardly express and show that, right? Because when you're thrown into these fiery, burning, hellish experiences, how are you portraying yourself? What type of message are you conveying through that? Are you running around telling people everything? I'm so scared. I don't know what's going to happen. Or are you standing in faith? Are you standing strong and confident in knowing that God's got you? Why? Because he's in you. Why? Because that's where you come from. Why? Because that's how your story is written. It's written for you to win. And if you can come into this knowledge of this truth and knowing that, can't you see that I'm a winner? Always bet on yourself. Always bet on the God in you and the one you serve. So which one are you serving? Are you serving because people commanded you to bow down and worship this type of monument, this God? Or are you choosing to stand and knowing, no, I'm serving the God in me. That's who I follow. And whatever you tell me that I have to do that's going to go against what I believe in, I'm sorry. I'm going to stand my ground. Yeah, stand your ground. Because sure enough, you're going to come out on top. Now, I'm sure they didn't realize this at the time. Because when you're going through that experience, you don't know what's going to happen, especially a fiery one. Ooh, where it just feel like, you're surrounded by nothing but heat. But you're not alone, baby. You are not alone. If you stand for what you believe in, then when you speak, or even if you're just sitting there and people are seeing you, they're going to see that God is with you. All right, I'm going to talk about it. There's something about unwavering faith and confidence, isn't it? There's something about people who, you're like, that looks foolish. Or how, I don't know how this is, but they're confident in what they believe in, and their certainty, and they're standing their ground. We all know a couple weeks ago, they had the CEO of TikTok on. He was in the fire. There was something very interesting about his demeanor. Very calm, confident, certain. They just getting started, because before they threw these boys in the fire, he turned the heat up 7 times hotter. Want to make sure we get them. Want to make sure we burn them. We want to set an example. Well, you can try or do whatever you want to do, but if you are of God, you stand your ground, because you're going to come out on top. You're going to come out where it doesn't even look like you went through that hellish experience, because he's the restorer of your soul. Yes, he restores your soul. That confidence and that belief in knowing that the God you serve will restore your soul. That means it brings it back to the original state of knowing that God's got you in whatever hellish experience you have or you go through. He's got you. But I can say this all day. God's got you. People got it. And people post, and it's great to get the support you need. But if you don't believe any of this shit, then it don't mean nothing. Because you have to get into this space of knowing, this confidence, this level of certainty in knowing that God's got you. Why? Because he's in you. Why? Because it's your story. Why? Because it's you. And it's written for you to win at every outcome. Every outcome, you will come out a winner. Why? Because that's how your story is written. Now, when you're going through your life, you don't really know that until you become self-aware. Know thyself. You could be the very tipping point in someone's life that helps them to finally acknowledge that the God you serve or that you represent is the one that needs to be worshiped. See, it's also to prove a point, right? Because Nebuchadnezzar really thought he was the God of this world. And that comes down to something too. See, your limited perspective on thinking, oh, yeah, I've got all these awards and this money and all this stuff. I'm the God. You can be the God of this world, but who's the God of the universe? Who's the God of it all, right? I want to serve, and I want to base my faith in that, not this world, because we know it ain't our home. So why would you want to be the God of this world when you can't? Why would you want to worship and serve a God of this world, of the universe, the God, the creator of it all. That's who I want to, hook, link arms with. Mm-mm. That no. Well, your job will be. I'm like, well, fine. I done had 100 jobs. That ain't nothing to me. I know that I'm on assignment here. When you're on assignment, all provision is made for you. Everything. And when you're on assignment, you know that everything and every place is temporary. Don't you want a permanent home? Well, kind of. Only because I have a set amount of money that I pay every month. But I know that all of it's temporary, because this place ain't my home. I'm going to a better place, honey. And my wish is that you desire that for yourself and stop holding on to all this shit here, because this don't mean nothing. We don't even know if it's real, right? So why would you want to plant roots, set up camp permanently here? Your goal should be, as a representative of God, is to be an example of love. And fulfill your purpose. Some of you think, oh, my purpose, I should be doing something bigger or better. No. Some of you may just be designed, and your story may be written for you just to groom a child and to raise a child. That's it. Whatever it is, and you should know what it is by now. I mean, come on now. If you don't know, maybe you can continue to watch me, and because I bring revelation. I bring enlightenment, right? So if you don't know what your purpose is, keep watching. Go back and watch all my videos, all the way back from the beginning, 2018, 19, 20, all of them. You'll find one that'll minister to your heart and soul. So Daniel, let's talk about him for a minute. You all know Daniel. He was one of the Pharaoh's right hand man, right? And so they conspired, the haters, blockers, and stoppers, conspired to get rid of Daniel because they ultimately wanted to get with the Pharaoh to take him out, right? All driven by ego. So they persuaded him to write a decree, issue a decree. 30 days, no one prays to nobody prayer. 30 days without prayer. And Daniel was like, because they didn't know, but could it be that's why they say it takes 30 days to break a habit, 21 days or whatever? So the purpose of that, in my opinion, the way I see it, was to break them from the habit of worshiping their God, to get them away from their practice, right? So could it be that the situation and circumstances you're in are engineered and written to distract you, to deter you from your daily practice of worshiping God or praying and meditating, right? So issue a decree. 30 days not prayer. If somebody gets caught, if they do it or they break, go against the decree, I'm going to throw them in the den with the lions. Do you see the pattern? It's all based on fear, isn't it? The fear. If you can break fear, how do you mean that, Vanessa? If you can break and then detach yourself from the experience of outcomes of things that Mark Twain said, 98% of the things I worried about never happen. So if you
realize what fear is, and you stand in the face of it, and you're not allowing that fear energy to get you. That's why you got to be careful about watch, hears, whatever they see. Anything that's going to ignite fear in you, I don't watch scary movies. Stuff like I don't want to be afraid. Why? Because I know that I am a vibrational being. So I'm not going to watch anything that's going to send out a wave of fear to create a scenario for me to be afraid. Hell no. I ain't doing that. I'm riding that wave of joy and love, baby. That's all I'm riding. So if you can come against and stand against fear, that's the bulk of your problems. Because then, if you no longer give place to that devil, and you don't just allow yourself to be consumed with love and joy and faith, then those are the type of vibrations that you're sending out. Therefore, those are going to be the types of experiences that will be created for you to experience. Why? Because he said, behold, I wish that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. I desire that I've come that you may have life and have it more abundant. How can you have a more abundant life if you walk around in fear? How? Because fear is the culprit. It's the foundation for all that other stuff. So if you're creating a life and experiences fear, then that fear is going to serve as the main ingredient to produce other experiences, negative, low vibrational experiences. But if you can allow yourself to do whatever's necessary to get you to that vibrational state of love and joy and peace, every situation and circumstances that you have, you're going to come out winning on top. Why? Because you are above that lower vibrational experiences, right? So even if think of it this way. Even if someone casts you down, if you are operating at this level of faith and certainty, even when it's an experience, let's say it's like this, where you have a fearful experience, like being thrown in a lion's den, and you're about to be devoured, you're going to come out on top. Why? Because you're going to trend up. Because you may intersect with that experience, but that experience ain't gonna last. It's just gonna be for a moment, because it cannot remain, because you're continually moving, tip, right? Moving, because you're operating a higher frequency of faith and certainty, and not fear. So they threw him in there, right? And again, God came through. Why? Because his faith, once he realized, he said, "Oh, I'm dying. I'm gonna still pray." His faith provided a space for God to prove himself. What? Your faith provides a space for God to prove himself in your experience, in that hellish experience, in that fearful experience, where you just, everybody around, they know you about to be devoured by this experience. But your faith is going to give God a space to prove himself. Your faith is going to give the God in you the space to prove. Tried and proven. You may be tried, but your faith is going to prove God. And it's going to prove everybody else wrong. So, how much faith you got, huh? If you keep living, hey, mama, if you keep living, eventually you'll have a factory of faith. Why? Because you'll have experiences. You have, which is evidence that God is faithful. That the God in you proved everybody wrong. Their faith proved everybody wrong. To the point where these pharaohs, or whoever, the kings or whatever, they said, yeah, your God is real. See, it's something about when you being that example, because other people rely on other gods, and that could be anything. That could be, belief systems and all this kind of stuff. But by you being that example, you're portraying and conveying by how you respond to these experiences, you're proving that the God you serve is the one that everyone should consider. What God is that, Vanessa? Look, I don't know if any of this shit is real or not. I do know that my feelings of love, my feelings of certainty, my feelings of joy and reliance on something bigger than me, knowing that I'm protected, knowing that I'll be guided, knowing that all is for me, knowing that everything works out for me. That comes with practice. See, so if anything is trying to deter you from your daily practice to get you to a space where you're nothing but confident, you may need to rethink all that. See what I'm saying? See, that was the example of Daniel. Although he said, I may get caught, I may get thrown, I may get eaten, become a lion's breakfast, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Hey, Cousin Lewis, I'm going to keep my daily practice. So you keep that daily practice, whether it's prayer, meditation, same thing. And knowing that the God that you serve and you choose to worship is the one that's going to prove everybody wrong. He stood his ground. And if I was going to give this a subtitle, I'll say, if God is for me, God is for you, right? Who can be against you? When you go through those experiences in faith and you come out on top, you actually becoming that epistle. If God be for me, who can be against you? You are proof that nothing can be against you. But you have to stand your ground. Now listen, if you let your ego convince you to doing something stupid, I'm going to stand my ground. Remember, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom in all you're getting. That means in all your experiences, gain an understanding and knowing that wisdom is the most important thing. So if you're faced with adversity, resistance, consult Lady Wisdom. Go within, so you'll never be without. Go within and you consult. Because in a multitude of counselors, there's safety, right? So I go within and I consult with my spirit guides, my ancestors, whatever you want to call it. I know it's support. I will consult with my support system. And then you'll know what to do. Stand your ground. Allow the God in you to prove everybody wrong. I mean, look, well, do you think they worried about their house, job, or whatever? No. When you stand your ground, and it's something about that experience that's going to increase your faith too. When you stand your ground and you come out on top. See, so now, because of the experience I had when they said, oh, 12/31 is going to be it. Like, man, I just moved in. I just got my car. What's going on? I'm still here. Still got my car. I'm actually in a new, better space since that experience. As I close this lecture today, see, if you stand your ground, it's going to prove everybody wrong. It's going to prove space for God to prove himself to others. In exchange, for you going through this hellish experience. In exchange for you standing your ground and what you believe in is a gift. And if you stand your ground, you stand in confidence, when you stand for what you believe in against adversity, you shall be rewarded. And you're going to be rewarded externally and internally. And to me, the internal reward is the most important. Internally, my faith is stronger because of the experience I had. Daniel's faith was stronger after he went through that experience. He knew. Now, did he go about it arrogantly? No. 3 Hebrew boys. No. They were grateful because it was like, God, he's real. Because when blessed are those who don't see nothing, right, and still believe. Because eventually you're going to have an experience where you can see it. That's going to help increase your belief and strengthen your belief in knowing that God is real. Whatever that looks like, or I don't know, but I know I know God is real. The creator of everything. Somebody. I know that's real. We come from something. So stand your ground. Stand for what you believe in. And watch how when you stand the God in you, it's gonna prove everybody wrong. To the point where you become your own walking epistle where people will be talking about that experience. And y'all see what happened? See what happened to me? You come out on top, didn't you? You thought she was crazy. Mm-hmm. She's different. But she's trending up now. Well, you will become an epistle for someone to share an experience. And encourage other folks. You don't know who you are experiencing for generations to come based on your life experience right now. How are you responding to these hellish situations that you're going through? How are you responding to when you are standing in the face of adversity and you don't know whether today is going to be your last day or not? Y'all can take that every way it comes. How are you standing? All I know is if you are confident in what you believe in and knowing that God's got you and he's for you, you're going to be coming out of there like Elton John saying, I'm still standing, better than I ever been. Feeling like a new survivor. Looking like a new survivor. Feeling like a little kid. So how you doing with that, huh? Are you standing strong? Well, hopefully this lecture today inspired you and encouraged you to the point where you know that although it's getting hot, God's got me. Now, it's all gotta go back to wisdom, right? So think about how have you been contributing to this outcome, right? Have you been faithful in your daily practice of meditation and prayer? Have you been faithful in your walk with confidence and knowing? What have you been saying to yourself internally, right? So if you know that you have been the input, what have you been consuming, contributing, can only produce a positive outcome. Even though at the end, right at the climactic point, you're thrown into the fire or you're thrown into a lion's den. You're at a wall. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen. But you know that you are confident in the faith and the God that you serve, and because of your daily practice, because of what you've been telling yourself. What have you been telling yourself? I am so happy and grateful now that all things are working out for me. I'm so happy and grateful that in spite of whatever I experience, I come out a winner. What have you been consuming and telling yourself? Well, if that's what you've been doing, then you should be smiling when they throw you in. You should be like, okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back. This is only temporary. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the fruit. Yeah, yeah. Why? Because of what you've been consuming, what you've been telling yourself, because you've been overriding the script to produce a new and better outcome for yourself. Yeah. That's the case. Then you're going to have a favorable outcome because of what you've been telling yourself, what you've been consuming. Hot in a good way. Oh, yeah. You be going through the heat. You won't look like it. You won't come out better than when you came in. Why? Because you're going to have a level of confidence, baby, that nobody can shake. After you go through a hellish experience like that, where you don't know whether you're going to come out alive, woo-wee! Be like Kanye, y'all can't tell me nothing. Because I know. So, stand strong, guys. God's got you. He's got you. I'm going to leave you all with this. Okay? Where is it? Reverend Ike. Anything. Let me put it up here so you guys can see it. Because I want you all to see it. Right? Anything. There we go. Anything that you can actually think and feel you are worthy of must come to you. Anything. So if you believe that you are worthy of victory, if you believe that you are worthy to have a better experience, why? Because of what you've been consuming. Input produces output. Anything that you believe can actually think and feel, gotta come. Power twins, thinking and feeling, that you are worthy of must come to you. I am worthy of victory. Yes, I am victorious. I think it and I feel. Yes, I am an abundant in all aspects of my life. Think it and feel it. Anything that you can actually think and feel that you're worthy of must come to you. So I'm going to leave y'all with that as we wrap up for the day. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for sharing and caring. Social media world, hello. Thank you so much, everyone. There's that song. It's in my spirit now. I'm still standing. I'm telling you all, standing in the face of adversity will make you a stronger soldier, will make you a stronger being and a soul and confidence. And it's just going to increase your level of confidence in knowing whose you are and who you are, and that God's got you, and that your story is written for you to win at every outcome. But you have to play a part in contributing to that with your thinking and your feeling, and with your knowing that God's got you and that your story is written for you to win. If you can just hold on to that, whatever it is you experience, eventually you'll start having a better experience. Why? Because whatever you've been telling yourself, you're rewriting the script, you're reprogramming, you're changing the program, you're changing the fear-based, idol worshiping program to a faith-based, God worshiping program, right? You have to have input in order to produce a different output. So if your input is going to be the same, you can't expect different results. You have to, this is your contribution. You have to contribute something different in order to have something different. Anything you've done have to be done, right? Anything that you are putting in is going to produce an outcome. So in order to change that outcome, you have to change an input. You'd be like, oh, that ain't working. So then you change it. Guys, I got to go. love and care for all of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Remember, we have the Stay in Love TV app. Download it so you don't miss not one episode for this season. Go back, watch all the other shows. We are so looking forward to this new season with Stay in Love TV. We have upcoming shows that are launching in April. In April next month. So join us, won't you? I'm Vanessa Klinker, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And until next Friday, stay in love, everybody. Thank you. Woo-wee!
The Stay in Love TV podcast is here. Enjoy topics that will inspire, encourage, and empower you. Why not listen together? Stay in Love TV, now on Spotify. Stay in Love TV is your production to distribution solution to getting your message seen and heard. Having your own TV show with Stay in Love TV has never been easier than now. Stay in Love TV gives you the power to share your message with the world. Stop watching TV and start being watched on TV. Stay in Love TV offers real-time multicasting, all with one click. This opportunity puts you on the world stage with an audience of over 200 million. In addition to your low monthly subscription fees, you will also receive monthly network coaching and training from the network itself to ensure that before your first show premieres, you are set up for success. We at Stay in Love TV bring over 20 years experience in sales, marketing, advertising, and business development. Stay in Love TV, purposeful entertainment driven by love, empowered with passion, fueled with faith. Go to www.stayinlovetv.com and let's get started.